the thing you have now should be the best. You know that one? You are the meme. Hi guys, good to see you again. Thanks for the feedback on the video, quite surprising. Let's try another one. Well, actually, how did I start my day? I woke up early, like most of the time. Did some, I would say, light meditation, just gazing, thinking a little bit about good things and what's gonna happen. Then I really pushed myself out because it was raining light a little bit, so I was running. I took my running gear and I was running along the lake. Light rain, a little bit chill. It's really good when you're exhausted and you feel yourself, your body. After this, I went to railway station and picked up Luca, who's obviously filming me right at that very moment. And now we're gonna go to the office. During the day, I have to meet the mayor of Lochau. We're gonna see probably 1 or 2 small sites in the city. And then I have some meetings. Probably we go to my place. And in the afternoon, we will go up to my cabin in the wood, where I love to spend time and reflect and work. Plant bushes, trees, flowers. Yeah, I love to do stuff in nature. Just to be clear, I'm not the fanatic runner. I'm not training for the marathon. Sometimes I run because I like it, and along the lake it's really great. So today is our day in Bregenz. Very important city in the middle of Europe. It's a great place because it's right at the corner to Austria, Germany, Switzerland. It's right where these countries come together. We always have been more oriented to the west. Vorarlberg, this small province, is a very, very international-minded area and has a lot of real hidden champions in the industry with a lot of exports. Why is that? Because the country is so small. If you want to be successful and grow, you have to export. That's exactly what happened to our rail business. When we started with the rail projects, a lot of technology behind it, you have to go where the projects are. You cannot just sit here and say, oh, rail project, please come to me. And I think was a very, very good decision, because at this point we are the leading railway technology infrastructure company in Europe. We did Metro Copenhagen. I like that one because they don't have drivers. They are already operating driverless metros. So if we think about autonomous driving, we're probably gonna wait some time on the streets, but it's happening on rail. Let's get in the office. So if you're interested, I can show you some stuff here. This is a slab track system. Actually, I was co-inventing. It's something the Rhomberg says a rail group now is offering to clients worldwide. It's an innovative way of building slab tracks. That means no ballast. On this, you can go up to 300 kilometers an hour. Let me introduce Sonia. So she's the bright and shiny great morning when you come into the office. We are now in my office. This is a little bit a mess now because I was not expecting that we are filming all this now. But as you see from this office, which is, by the way, more than 25 years old, it's really still in a I think a great functionality and openness. Very, very forward thinking at that time, when you had open offices. The design of this office, it's a Borg cube. It's a species, it's cyborgs. They're from Star Trek. They're not really nice because they assimilate or take over other cultures or other planets. So they're a little bit hostile, but they have one trait I really admired. They are connected. So what one Borg knows, everyone knows. And that's what's happening with the robots today. Now we try to get the Borg thing. You have to have a certain angle to understand that. The now probably not so secret stuff anymore. So if you go here, okay, and you look up here, what do you see? This is a Borg cube. Let me show you, explain what that is. Sounds Sounds like a normal, it looks like a normal, I don't know, bed, but that's something where you really can get in like 10, 15 minutes between meetings, whatever, and just check out, you know. It's a special, it's called Lounge 8. It's from a guy here in Vorarlberg, great guy. If you go in there, you can put exactly in your weight here. It's like you're really flying, and it's so sensitive. So if you breathe in and out, the whole thing moves slightly with your breath. This is my normal working place here when I'm in the city and in the country. I'm traveling a lot, but when I'm here, I used to be in that office. This is the headquarters of the group. This is where the top management of the rail business is, the construction business, innovation stuff. I think it's just 180 people in that building from the 4,000 people in the group. We are now going to the mayor of the neighboring city. We have a meeting, and he asked for a meeting, but I don't really know yet what it's about. Chewing gum? Should I do some product placement? What is the best? You know the best for me, and that's interesting learning. I could really sit, enjoy my food, and even when my children, they laugh at me sometimes. And I said, this is the best pasta I ever had. And they say, that's what you always say. And I said, yes, but it's now, it's just the one I have now, and it's really great, and I enjoy it. So that's true. It's always the thing you have now should be the best. Otherwise, you always are comparing or going somewhere else, you know. Easy said. I had a conversation about a potential employee, or it's about a young engineer. There's a shift happening. I see it the next couple of years. Technology is here. Operational models, collaboration models are changing. And I think talents, people will move to organizations, companies, places where they feel they can really have an impact, they can collaborate, they can learn from each other. I think that will make the change, you know. Let's go to my apartment. So there we are. This is my apartment here. You have a view in the lake. So in the morning you can go jump in the lake. Probably one thing, my Flipchart. Okay, so it's my Flipchart. Sometimes when I have new ideas, thoughts, whatever, I just put them down. And sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it does not really make sense when I look at it like a week after, whatever. This is something, it came to me, I call it longevity, okay? It's a combination between logic and creativity, because it's like something if you go into a very logic thing, you get a clear picture, then you open it up in a creative way, and then you collect it again and go into the logic again. So I thought it could make sense to follow this thought. So what else is here? Yeah, keine Ursache. It means there's no reason for nothing. Here you see my goals, body, mind, soul, for the year 25. This is interesting, like a cube. You know, a cube has 6 sides. And if you unwrap that, it looks like this. And what we create is like certain solutions in our market, but it always depends from which side you look. You see a different part of that solutions, but that's just the way how to interact with investors, funds, developers, whatever. Yeah, this is quite interesting here. Okay, that's something that struck me a couple of months ago, but it was the most profound experience I made, to be a grounded, happy person from that position out of a way you can really create in a very open, hard way. Find everything being right, whatever it is now. That doesn't mean that everything is good. Sometimes things are not good and they cause pain or anger. But they're right that they're here now, because otherwise they wouldn't be here, because that's the only thing the universe provides you. There is no other version of it. So better accept it as right. By accepting the situation as right, in the very next moment, you have all the energy and the power to do something about it and change or whatever you want to go. But if you stay there and said, oh, it doesn't feel right, and you're angry about what happened last week and afraid of what could happen next week, you waste your energy with thinking about the back and the past and the future, and you don't have all your energy for pure awareness and creation. Just start doing everything right. Here I'm talking about predictive construction. You have never heard about this because it's new. So it's an operating system for the built environment. So what we do is like we digital build first, we design something, we do the simulation in the game engine, we can go through the whole project in 4D, understand what can be done in an optimal way, then we prefab it, we build it, we assemble it, then we do the operations with a lot of sensors and physical AI. Then the whole thing is like normally you have design, build and operate. And a lot of old world means the BIM model comes from the design and all the other things have to follow these first ideas. But these ideas normally don't have the knowledge of building itself. You know, the master builder in earlier days was like Leonardo da Vinci or like the guys who built the cathedral. You know, they know the drawings, they know the structural things, they had the handcrafting knowledge, they were interacting with the guys who really were handcrafting. So they had a holistic knowledge about the cathedral, for instance. Today, you have like an architect, you have an engineer, you have an MEP, it's totally fragmented, the whole thing, and then you try something to create something really great by just throwing parts in it. I'm by education a master builder, Baumeister, like the fourth generation, that's what. So I believe that's coming back, that you need the knowledge of building at the beginning. So the masters of building are coming out of the construction world and connect with the design approach, with the operational approach, whatever. But without the capability of building, really building, understanding material, knowing how the process works, you never reach a better built world. So the new world is design follows seamless, autonomous, automated execution, because that's coming now. Physical AI, autonomous processes, collab between man and machine. And I think this enables total new processes. And with that processes, we can work in a total different way. And the danger with digital and AI for everyone, every company, is that it makes your processes more efficient. It makes your existing processes more efficient. That means you stick with them much longer than you should. Because if you really look at that technology, you find out that you can make total different processes. Probably half of it you don't need of the existing. So, and I call it the autonome Baumeister. Autonomous physical AI defines the model, the process, the resources, the tools, and the building operating system. And then the pain is done by machine and processes, and the interaction, the life, the fun, the play, the collaboration, the creation can done by humans in an absolutely stress-free, humble, loving way. That's my dream. Probably interesting. This is my kitchen, which I don't use that much because I live alone and don't have many guests, and I'm not such a great cook, but I love to do totally infused tomato pasta. But I did 33 glasses of blackberry jam from my own blackberries I'm cultivating and growing at my small farm. Let me see. So what's in there? Oh, we have Parmigiano stuff for tomato sauce, my famous blackberry marmalade. I would like gift someone to one of you, limited edition, definitely, for the best profound advice you have for me, okay? I bought a record player for my old records, and it's like Bluetooth ready and stuff. So I bought my mother one too for Christmas. I don't know if you know Italo Western movies like Sergio Leone, Ennio Morricone stuff, you know. And here we have Once Upon a Time in the West, and this is like the soundtrack, and it's really, it's really relaxing sometimes. Isn't it nice? Probably let's go through some books here. What do we have? This one, recommend, you know? Or, I didn't read that one yet, okay? So, I'm looking forward. You know, here is the don't tread on me part. The ethics of liberty, you know? Yeah, the geography of bliss. Very good. So, this picture, that's like the only picture I have here now, because this is the one after I finished my studies at Technical University of Vienna. I had like a wish. My father said I could ask for whatever like present. And I said I want a picture which is somehow reflecting a little bit my life and is like valuable for the future probably and keeps its value. And it's an Immendorf. You know, it's a German painter, artist. He's not alive anymore. And yeah, it's called the Café Deutschland series. Half. Because in winter, I used to go to the mountains every weekend because my mother's from there. The Rhomberg, best place in the world for experiencing winter skiing, cross-country skiing. It's not too big, you know, it's not too crowded. It's really, really good. I'm recommending you come here for skiing once. You know, living yourself and giving yourself to the world to the fully is, I think, not just important, it's somehow a duty, okay? We're given such a precious experience in this world, in this life, with this body. Being aware of this and grateful and feeling blessed and reminds you that you should not waste it. Just don't waste your life. You're brought up in a society, in schools, whatever, and there has to be some programming because otherwise society would not function if everyone is just. But on the other hand, you have to decide when you leave the program and you recreate the world in a much better way, and that's when you start being authentic. You lose probably people in your environment, other people coming in, but at least you don't have to pretend, you know. Okay, we going to a small site we have in the city. You know, all new cables, gas pipes, whatever, in the ground. Well, I like it very much because I'm personally interested what's happening, how developments are working, especially how people feel like the workers and how organization is. And I'm an engineer. I mean, obviously I like this stuff. Servus!
Servus, grüß dich. Nein?
Aus Stress beieinander, gell, brutal. For all the people who don't have a clue normally what's in there and why do we have to dig stuff out again and again and close it. So now have a look in here. This is like insane. How many pipes and cables are in there? Have a look. There you see like the water coming in, and here is like the gas pipes. And those two things are very interesting. Those tubes, they come from the lake because the city of Bregenz uses the lake for energy harvesting. So we get out the lake water, use it to make energy, heat, and then bring back the water a little bit cooler than we took it out. The good thing is, the lake is getting a little bit too warm because of the climate change, so this really helps to keep the temperature a little bit down. At the same time, we get a lot of energy out, and it's one of the cleanest energy you can have. You know, you don't burn anything, you don't need a lot of machines. Great stuff. I love what we do. This is something probably in the future more and more machines will do, and the person will still be around, but probably the person can control like 3 or 4 machines which are working autonomously. And then the person don't have the impact of the machine itself. So we try to make things better. Well, now I'm making a selfie first. Well, we're gonna have a very short visit on another site, which is related to infrastructure too. So we're laying cables for electricity connection and data cables and stuff.
Do you know about all the sites Rhomberg is doing?
Nope.
Impossible, right?
It would be possible, but then I wouldn't do anything else. I don't know. I have the feeling I'm always at the right place, to be honest. Really. I don't think I miss anything. I think Austria is like 30%. The rest is like all over the place. Australia, North America, Scandinavia, Ireland, UK a little bit. The main market is like Dach, we call it Dach, Deutschland, Austria, Switzerland. Okay, guys, here we see cables. This is energy, this is a transformer. Here we have a lot of power cables. You see like the shaft over there and the distribution, it goes all the way over there. So, fun fact for all people who are not so familiar with construction, because part of my motivation like to do this thing is just to make more people interested in construction, in what we do, what we create. I mean, we need the best people in the world to move into construction world. So here you see what you need. You have like the office container, you have like the container where people have their lunch and whatever. And this one probably you can look inside. This is just a material container where you see that's what you need, the stuff you need to build things that at the end brings energy to your home, because otherwise, no Netflix. Yeah, in the office I have an appointment with a colleague. He's a developer too, and at the moment he's developing a building. We have some discussions about how it should look like. We have digital processes in place, so some projects and offers, because of their size or risk category, have to be approved by the holding management, which I'm part of. And so I have to go into that document, have a look at it, and then approve it. So that's what I'm just doing. The next meeting will be around the company we have, which is doing refurbishments in a very efficient way, like with digital design, prefab, so we can make older buildings sustainable. About creating the first real asset-backed tokens, so that people can buy part of a sustainable building in the best quality, which is, for instance, student homes or whatever. And we tokenize the whole thing, and it's real estate backed, real asset backed. So it can go better or not perfectly, but the basis, the asset, the value will never go away, because it's obviously there and you can see it, and it's backed by us, it's backed by the quality, it's like, it's real. So and still you can trade it and sell it, and I think that's a good combination. But we think about it during the weekend and find out. Before we leave, I want to show you something which I'm proud of, because it's a 20-year-old residential development we made, and at that time we tried to bring like a real sustainable concept to build in a different way. You know, it starts with the forums. It starts with the how you experience it. And this building was part of a research project from Austria in collaboration. So we wanted to show that it's possible to build in a way, it's so flexible that you can exchange the way you want to live later on anytime. So if things change, you even can take a room, buy a room from your neighbor and add it to your apartment. So the whole floor doesn't have load-bearing walls, so you can, it's like having a single family home where you can like design your own stuff in a multi-family residential. It's still very good, it's still very famous, and still on architectural tours, which are very famous in Vorarlberg, because architecture is a big thing here. They even come here again after 20 years to have a look at it. So, still good. So after this nice falafel dürüm and a really great drink, I love it, it's red grape from Rauch, very good company, local company, making really good beverages.
Where are we heading now?
We're heading to Elektra. It's called Elektra. It's an old factory of appliances for kitchen, very famous brand in the early days. We acquired it to develop it and make multi-family development. And we normally give the space to people who could use it for a couple of years until the thing is developed. So it's a medium intermediate usage. We give that to artists, so they have places to create, to have a community party. Now we're visiting a good friend of mine. He, in my view, is one of the greatest artists in the world. Camera! Yep. Oh! You know that one? A great art piece. Oh, I never have seen this guy so relaxed.
Hey, how are you guys? Super excited you're here with my great friend Hubert. My name is Domingo. I'm an artist, creative. I'm just playing basically every day. So this is my studio, this is my space. I do a lot of like art direction, creative direction for like celebs, artists, but now not so much no more. So mostly art. So what you see is just fun stuff, culture, memes. 10 of these flags for a local art fair. We got some puppets hanging back there. This was like some friends doing Art Basel together. So it's about the death of authorship, because sometimes authors are in the way. I think we're either gonna go to full dictatorship, which I'm not really a fan of, or we're gonna go to the erasure of authorship, and that would be the freedom of art, which I would prefer as humanity and as a human, and it's gonna be a fun way.
There are two things, but there are two very important things I learned from Domingo. One is, art is perfect when the artist is not relevant anymore. Second, everything is play. If you play, you create. And that's what I learned too. Whatever we do, it's play. I mean, even business, it has to be somehow in a playful manner.
Like Hubert said, it's all play. It's all role play. So if you get it, you get it. You shouldn't act, in a movie that you didn't write. So everybody should try to get his own movie, and we're going to have an amazing time on the planet.
I sometimes really get the feeling this is just crazy what's happening, and so much fun or whatever, so interesting. And then I look around and said, this is the best cast like Quentin Tarantino could have gotten. I mean, it's like, look at this character, and then I ask myself, oh, I'm some type of character too, and I like it.
And this is the first collab with my son. I got 2 kids, And this is the first collab. I'm basically painting like Mussolini and all the people in the background. And then my son and my daughter just have total freedom to doodle over it. It's another piece. I mean, there is not much to say actually. This was an old project. I think we got to know each other through our close friend Ronnie. We did this piece, which was super amazing. It's a World Love One jacket, and we did 33. It was for a small project, and we gave them all away for free, basically. That's for another friend, Ben. Great musician. He came. He had an invite for Colors in Berlin, and then he flew out from LA a day early, landed in Zurich. We had a day. He came in, painting, cutting, sewing with like blank canvas, because that's all an artist has, right? You have a bunch of blank canvas. So that's why all of this is made out of canvas as well. It was a great vibe. It was a great fun. And next day he performed in Berlin with the Fit.
Probably we'll check out. Is Ronnie here? This piece, Kim Jong-un will go to Vienna to enrich the Funkhaus.
Yeah. Imagine Halloween is coming and you turn it into a haunted house. It's probably going to be bigger than all the construction you're doing. Tim, Ronnie?
Hey. Yeah, send weapons to art.
I would say a hidden project of us. So nobody knows actually good that there is a camera team.
Very hidden.
So,
you know, there's one piece I got from you, which is in my bathroom. I see it every day. And that's the one up here. Never forget that you are the meme. In Bregenz, we have a very famous thing no one can copy. It's the ugliest main railway station of all Austria, and it's called Bahnhof Bregenz. And it's just great that now we have a real huge fan community, because it mustn't be the most ugly. So, because it still has some years to live, although it's now abandoned, until the new projects of us is approaching. So we think that this railway station should be honored and should be transferred to somehow a public cultural space that people at the end will really regret that it has to go.
You can't say it in his position. But maybe it's not going to go.
So can we go to the bar and the club? Do you have a key?
An offer for $1 million.
Yes.
That's how the block starts. And then Ronnie says, this is the offer. Now we should cosplay it, like make it a new...
Something is happening, and someone is watching who understand that this piece of art is worth $1 million, because it's the only one. Ronnie just said next time we should like mention before when we show up, but that's not what we normally do. So this is the famous jungle bar, okay? Great, really great handcrafting. This is actually an interesting piece, because this is the stairs from a house. It's a single family, bigger house with a big garden, and there was a lot of things happening there in terms of art and music. Let's check out the more probably Berlin style infrastructure, we will call it. So this is the club, but actually it's an art piece, because officially there is no club. Now we're driving up a little bit the mountain. It's the place for my recreation, and it has 9 hectares, which is 90,000 square meters of forest around. So I love to be in nature. I love to have a big biodiversity. That's why we're clearing it from some type of plants, and so the others, they're still there, but they just can grow because they get the light, you know. So that's what I learned when I was pulling out like a lot of small needle trees. They were like growing everywhere and taking the light, everything else. So now I learned by putting away stuff appears, or things is growing, not by adding. If you wanna see change, sometimes you just have to leave things away, and the other things is just flourish. So this is a Great view on the lake. It's quite windy today, that's why there's some waves. Interesting here, this is Austria, Bregenz. Over there, right over there is Germany, the border, and right at that edge is Switzerland. Sometimes people here say we work where others come for holidays. So this is like the view. And this is still some construction happening here. So this is the Waldhütte. Now it's not looking very nice because obviously we had some issues with the water coming, and I made a new roof because it was not tight. Now it's tight, but we still have some issues with the insulation. We should put an insulation on it. You know, nature is just a blessing, you know, when you take the time and have a look at. I mean, this is just a perfect design done by nature. This is crazy, you know, this is like, we call it Weiden. It's exploding. If you just cut the tree or take part of it, put it somewhere, it's just, nature is just a precious wonder. So this is the wood we cut the last week, so with something to heat and for the fireplace in winter. And you know what? This is interesting. This is called, or has been called earlier, a Moroka, okay? So if you have like steep hills, very difficult environment, it's like a tank. You really can, it's easy to handle and you really can move it, the material everywhere. Probably we come here another time when we have like probably better weather, less construction site. That's it. So this is now my small agricultural project, the greenhouse, and this over there is all the berries from which I make the marmalade. I used to have like pigs here, total natural grown, and these are bees, beehives. Over there. Bees are incredible species, very interesting, like the whole thing is the organization in the hive and all that thing, you know. So now we are standing in front of the main railway station of Bregenz, which is famous in a certain way because, as I said before, it's voted the ugliest station in Austria because it's obviously older, it's wear down, but it's just from the 70s. So, and there's going to be a huge development on this area. That's why OBB, Federal Railway, built a wooden one like this one. So for the time being, like 5 to 10 years until the whole thing is developed, this is the service station of the Austrian Federal Railways. And we are thinking about making out of this old masterpiece something special, because you could use like the entrance hall, whatever. But let's have a look. The thing here will be out of service next year, and then we think about making, I don't know what, something special. Market, hall, artists, exhibitions, concerts even. Would be a pity if we don't use spaces like this, you know. It's in the center of the city. It's like 20,000 people like every day going in and out here, passing by. So if we bring like art and special things to the people, and the people don't have to go somewhere to galleries, whatever, could make sense. We'll see. But obviously it's an architecture which is probably difficult. You know, it's from the 70s. It doesn't have the usability it used to have with the modern mobility systems. That's why it's gonna be built all new here. Very interesting stuff. We should cover that someday. I'm now going home, probably taking a short nap or doing some email work stuff. And at 6 I'm meeting a friend. We're going for a walk, probably have some dinner. So that was for the day. Hope you had fun too, and see you next time.